Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video I want to share with you my experience of finding a job in Switzerland. So basically I did it 4 times already, because first I worked for academia in Switzerland, then for a large engineering company, then I had been working like consultant on the technical projects for one of the product development, and nowadays I'm an IT product manager. Quite some experience of finding a job. I should say each time I faced different difficulties, so this experience would be very valuable for basically anyone who is looking for a job in Switzerland in particular, but not only in Switzerland. I would say it's applicable, I guess, worldwide. So let's start from the very beginning. I came to Switzerland to study, and then during my master program I was working for different labs as so-called like Hilfe assistant in German. So basically as an assistant in the lab, helping with experiments and so on. So this is the first time when I faced the problem, basically how to find a job in Switzerland, because I wanted to earn some money being a student, and that was one of the opportunities to do it. I should say that was the easiest basically time in my life to find a job, because I was in ETH, this is a university where I studied here in Zurich, and yes, I had to get the working permit to be allowed officially to work. But still, there are plenty of labs, there are plenty of departments where you could ask professors for this or that project to work on and to earn something. So I would say it happened really fast. I didn't have to put too much effort. I just needed to go basically to reach different professors and ask about job or what I could do in the lab for them. Then when I finished the university, so I had a PhD, that was a difficult time to find a job. But I guess it's also, like almost for everyone, the first job, real job after the university, because especially here for me in Switzerland, I didn't have the residence permit, I didn't have the working permit, so the company had to apply for this working permit and residence permit for me. And that was additional complexity to the whole story, because I'm not from EU country, so also have to follow different rules in terms of getting this working permit. And it's additional work for the future employer basically to hire me. And I understood it pretty well, so I started really in advance. Like 1 year before I graduated, I started already looking for position in the industry, because I knew that I want to move from academia to industry. This was another type of complexity, because since I was not staying in academia, like for example for postdoc afterwards, it was also much more difficult to find a job. It took me around 8 months. I sent about 50 applications as far as I remember. That time I didn't really focus much on one particular company or one particular role in the company, so I was just sending here and there to see what pop-ups. That included consulting, engineering jobs, management jobs, project management jobs. Really, I was very open. On the one hand, it's good because you don't know what pop-ups basically. On the other hand, it's really bad because you are not focusing on one particular area, so you can't really think really good about all your relevant background from the past, all your strengths that you could bring and demonstrate during the interview for this particular role. Nevertheless, among these 50 applications that I sent out, I got around 3 interviews at different places for very different roles. And the one I accepted was in a large engineering company. I was by that time really happy about it, and I should mention here that this was not the application I was just, found on the website and then I applied. I went by that time to a lot of different messes that are called here, or like career events, where I met HRs and other representatives of different companies, so that I could get in contact with them to raise also the interest already during this career event, and then that at least they have a look on my application. Because I had a feeling by that time, when I just sent the application in the web, like seeing one on LinkedIn or on any other website, then I can't be sure that the person really looked at it. Sometimes you get no response, sometimes negative response, or the rejection comes back so fast, or at 2 in the middle of the night. So yeah, that's why I really recommend, if you're looking for a job, to get into contact, at least such cold contact during career event, to get to know people, then I think this also raises your chances to get to the interview. So I spent at that company about 3 years, and then I decided to leave on my own initiative, basically in order to understand what I really want to do, because I had a feeling I don't know where to grow, which direction to take in terms of my career path. And I was also pregnant by that time, and I thought it's basically a good moment to leave, to think a bit about what I want to do, where I want to develop myself. I was very happy about that decision because it gave me really the time to think how I want to build my future career, what I want to do. But at the same time, when I left, in about 6 months, pandemic started, and all the things regarding finding the job became much more complicated. So although by that time I already had a working permit, so my future employee didn't need to care about it anymore because of the pandemic, and because I decided I want to move actually in the direction where I don't have that much experience. So it was really complicated because on one hand I didn't know where I want to go, what I want to do. Although my future employee didn't need to care about the working permit, I was still looking for my career path and what I want to do. This was basically the main point why it became so difficult for me to find the job, because I didn't want anymore to accept, like any job. I wanted a particular one or in a particular area with particular skills. At the same time, in parallel, I got my third job where I provided like a technical consulting support for product development. And this job as a consultant I found through ETH, but again, I didn't have like any contact there. I saw an advertisement that was posted at ETH website, and then I just applied. I guess the fact that I was studying in the past at ETH helped, because I looked at my application. But again, I didn't have like any person who would recommend me for this project and so on, because many people think that it's quite impossible to find a job, I don't know why, particularly in Switzerland, if you don't have someone who would recommend you. If you did your education here, it's actually really possible, and I did it basically 4 times, so you should just try and try hard. Meanwhile, working for this role as a consultant, I was still looking for the job in IT and product development field, because that's what I realized I'm really passionate about, and that's what I want to do. And actually, as soon as I focused really on IT product development, because I thought I like to develop maybe software for other companies, or software for inside the company for the same company, or maybe an app, it was not that much difficult anymore to find a job, because I was very focused. I knew what I was looking for, and I totally believe it's really important to know what you want. So, and for that job as IT product manager, I just applied on LinkedIn. I had to go through 4 interviews. I can't say it was an easy process. It was a challenge. I had to prepare hard for each of the interview, but I'm really happy with what I got, where I stand now, what I'm doing on a daily basis. If first time, as I mentioned, I sent out around 50 applications right after the university, then this time it was still around like 30, but I should say maybe 2/3 of them were firstly not really focused on what I wanted. It's just because pandemic started, and I had a feeling now it's really difficult to find a job or to dream about your ideal perfect job. So I started again just applying for any jobs that I thought could be more or less interesting for me and where I could be a good fit. The thing is, I got into interviews, and then people, especially if they are really experienced HRs at big companies, they realize it. They see that you're not that motivated, and then they reject, and they say, why are you applying for this job? Because we see you want something different. I'm so thankful for this experience, because it brought me to where I'm now. I'm, as I said, really enjoying my choice, and I hope to develop myself further in this role as IT product manager. So if you're interested about product management, then subscribe to this channel, because I'm sure there would be more video coming about it, since I also want to share this knowledge with you and with those who are interested in it in the coming videos. Please comment right down below the video, how did you find your job, especially if you really enjoy it. I would be really interested to know. We see each other in the next videos very soon. Bye bye.